Hey, what's up, everyone? Shout out to my Wawa coffee cup. Wawa. Shout out to anyone in the chat who knows what a Wawa is.
Wawa. Wawa. That's what Helen Keller called water.
All right. Well, Wawa is not what Helen Keller called water. Wawa is the best gas station in Pennsylvania. And, with Pennsylvania, Maryland, Delaware, and, that whole tri-state area. There's one in Florida. When I went to Daytona Supercross last year, I was driving home, headed back to Atlanta, and I looked over and I said, shit, there's a Wawa right there. I am going back getting myself a panini. Let's go. All right. So my name's AJ Reg Crypto. We all know this. You all know this. What's going on? Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got WD40, my good friend Karen Harris, the Davenport Revort, Nick Shepard, Frosty Divine, AB, Tristan Gage with the $5 super chat. AJ, just like Ben and the Solana tattoo, I've decided that if I'll go in H bar 10X, I'm going to get an AJ Wrights crypto tattoo because you made me rich. That's dope. That's dope. But get in line. You're not the only. They're already, someone already has AJ Wrights crypto tattooed. So you got to get in line there. Sorry. I'm kidding, sort of. But no, that would be amazing. I hope I make you rich. I hope I make you all rich, to be honest. And I want everybody in the chat. We're all going. Anyone that's here now definitely has free admission to a free pink Lamborghini ride. That is my goal. Everyone says their goal is a 5x. Their goal is a 3x or a 10x or whatever. My goal is pink Lamborghini. So never forget that. Frosty Divine. AJ, would you be able to rate my portfolio? I posted in the space. If you want to just DM that to me on Twitter, I could get to it later. I am going to do like another type of show where I, rate portfolios like a pre-record video. When I rate a couple portfolios, people do then like those videos as well. I was a little bit late today because I was doing the space with Femex. And then I also have a space I have to do with the Mario at the round table at 12. So I'm going to peace out here a little bit today, but I still got a cool show planned out for you guys. A lot of people really, really like how how yesterday we kind of really dove into some charts, especially considering where things are. I kind of, with the little bounce back we had, I don't want people to think like, oh, we're above 40. Like, here we go. Like, I don't think that's the case. I think, we will take a look at the charts here in a little while. And I also have a guest for the second half of the show. Excited to have a conversation with him as well. And and also shout out to anybody who came to the PAL space yesterday. The PAL AI space yesterday was really good. We had about 170 people in there concurrent. Really, really was a pretty solid space. And just big shout out to the PAL team. I mean, they're really. I mean, even if you look at what they're doing on like coin market cap, like this is when let me get a fresh refresh for you guys here. This is when CoinGecko, this is one of those coins that I just know is going to do so damn good. I mean, it is number 420 by market cap right now. It's just outside the top 400. But how many coins inside the top 200 have announced as many new partnerships that PAL has in the past little while? PAL is with a market cap of only 80 million. So you're telling me that if and we are having a space about their tokenomics as well, because only 65% of it's in at the moment. But in any case, if PAL goes to $1 billion market cap, we are more than 10x right there. And I certainly feel like this one is a coin that has that volatility. This is just a 24-hour chart here. But if we go to the max chart, it's kind of where you really see the full story. This thing has started late June, early July, at less than a penny, and then ripped all the way up to, about 20 cents, 19.5 cents. And since then has retraced to 12. But you will also see here that the support resistance line at 10.5 cents, this little bottom of this guy, it still has not gone below that. So that would kind of be like the do or die support resistance line, in my opinion, on that chart. But I'm not, dumping Tether to buy it right now this second. But this is certainly a coin that I'm going to get involved in based off the fact of how many partnerships they're having. Remember, Chainlink. Remember Chainlink with the oracles. Everyone wants that real world data. Everyone wants to be able to have that, what Chainlink offers. They want what they have. So Chainlink partnered with this project and this project and this project and this project, and you get a car and you get a car and you get a car. That's what Chainlink did. And that's how Chainlink moved up so fast. And that's how they've been able to hold that value, because the projects are actually using them. Similar story with PAL, except people are using their AI products. And, by AI products, there's a lot what they already have in terms of like a normal chatbot, in terms of being able to integrate it into your Telegram or your Discord. But what they're doing, they're going to have like a similar to like a Maestro wallet, but more of like an AI thing. I'm going to do once I do my Telegram alpha group, I will be doing it with PAL. That will be coming probably pretty soon. And, you will be able to be in that Telegram group. One, I'm going to post my trade setups there. I'm going to have other traders post their trade setups there, from going long, going short, leverage trading, accumulation ideas, stuff like that. And then in that same Telegram group, you'll be able to talk to a digital twin of me, of everything I've ever said on the internet. So you can say, hey, AJ's bot, what's a good support resistance level to accumulate the graph? Or, hey, what's the tokenomics situation for Algorand? Like, what you could ask me anything, and it will aggregate anything I've ever said ever. And you will be able to research crypto based off of that. And you could ask the normal PAL bot without my bot anything about it, like researching projects. You could get your calls and do your research all in the same group. No one else is doing that. No one else is doing that. And I'm always trying to do the things that no one else is doing. So I'm definitely excited to see what's going on there. So big shout out to everybody in the chat. We got, the Glitter Queen is in the house. Love to see it. Kenan Hinson. That was a great space thing. I'm glad you were there, man. Crypto Guy 1967. AJ, where can I get a framed NFT like the one behind you? Good question. So one of my main sponsors for my channel is cryptochips.io. They are a merch line. They do the Grogger drops, get rich or get wrecked. They do like the levitating coin back there. They do a bunch of like kind of custom stuff like this Bitcoin levitating moon. I use this to hold one of my lights up, but it's like hung up at my house. They make a lot of cool crypto products like that, but they also make customizable stuff for your NFTs. So actually, there's the giveaway from yesterday is still open. Let me show you guys this really fast before I get to the show. So we're doing a giveaway for this hoodie. We're giving 2 of them away. If you want a chance to win this hoodie, I will copy and paste this tweet down below here in the chat. All you have to do is like and retweet the post, and then give cryptochips.io a follow on Twitter. And to answer your question, Crypto Guy 1976, if you go to cryptochips.io, this website right here, and you go to NFT merch, you can get custom wall art. And then you can get a canvas, a poster, a foam board. You can even get really fancy with the metal or the NFT acrylics. This one like glows like a holographic Pokemon card, so to speak. I mean, they got a lot of really cool stuff. And make sure you use the code GROGGER for 10% off on your order, or AJ Writes Crypto. Either of those things will work for 10% off on your order. Oh, I didn't share that tab instead. Here's this tab instead. Here's the custom things. You go to NFT merch. And then here's, all the stuff that you can get. The acrylics boards are my favorite, to be honest with you. So there you go. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. Really. AJ, are you getting into any Solana meme coins? Not, I did Bonk. I did pretty good on Bonk, but I haven't like really gone into that layer yet. I know I've been looking at some stuff. I like do know where to look for them and stuff, but I haven't. I don't know, man. I feel like they already, I feel like some will pop off here and there, but just the past week, so many went to the moon. So now so many more trying to come up, and it's really trying to hard to figure out like, all right, which one of these is going to do really good. So, I am going to do more meme type stuff in the future, but at the moment, not really this second. We got a super chat here from WFL Crypto. How does one try to come up with realistic price targets for projects that are new this cycle, like PAL? Well, that's a really good question, right? Because you don't have that previous support resistance line to go off of, and that really helps, especially in terms of like coins that were around in the 2021 bull market, right? So you can say, oh, like this target here, it might get rejected from that, whatever. You can kind of go off previous price action. That makes sense, right? But, for the new coins, you really kind of have to do the math on, all all right, what's its tokenomic situation? How aggressive is the tokenomic situation? For instance, POW still has 35% of the coin still needs to come into the market, into the supply. So, but we don't know how aggressive that's going to be. But I am going to talk to them about that. So, we want to get an idea of the tokenomic situation, and then you want to play the moon math, because the price of a coin is very simple to determine. It's the market cap divided by the circulating supply. So if you have a rough idea of what the supply is going to be, and then you can play the moon math on what it would be up top. Like, for instance, if POW went to wait, where did I have that one? Oh, I'm on the wrong tab over here. That's why I got confused. POW right now has a market cap of 79 million. So, if POW went to $800 million, it would be at $1.20, but I know the supply would be a little bit different by then. But basically, like, if POW goes to $1 billion, we're looking at a 10x, a little bit more than a 10x. So, and it might do better than that. Yeah, that's just just getting to $1 billion is something that a lot of projects won't do. But I also feel like the $1 billion level is kind of like the separator. And once it gets to that level, it'll kind of gain more reputation and kind of crawl up from there. So, I think a price target for POW in the immediate future would just be for it to get to $1. It's a big psychological level with that 12 cents right now. So, big shout out to POW. Don't want to talk about them the entire show, but I do want to give them praise for all the things. So I do want to spend a couple of minutes here going over the crypto market really fast, and then I will bring my guest on here in a couple minutes. We got Bitcoin back under, fighting at 40,000, Ethereum 2,200, BNB still under 300, Solana still under 90, XRP super duper boring, Cardano not as boring but still pretty boring. And ICP, I saw ICP, where to go? 11.15. Monero 152. I think I might buy some Monero coming up here soon. We got Caspa fighting at 10 cents, big psychological level for that. VeChain a little more than 2.5 cents. Quant 106, the Graph 15, Algorand 16. These are great accumulation levels, even if things bleed a little further. But like I said in the videos last week, we definitely kind of saw this one coming. If you watch this channel, you knew that this dip was coming. So there's that. Let me get to the top 100 gainers and losers so we can look for volatility. So we've had some things kind of bounce back, like Manta, TAL, Helium, IOTA, SUI, ICP. Some things are bouncing back a little bit, like 9% at a time. Pretty normal, especially when you see a fall as hard as we fell. But, is this just the up part of the overall downtrend is kind of what I want to talk about. So, if we look at the Bitcoin chart here, first of all, we will look at the daily. Let me go to the 2 hours. So, because, we looked at the kind of macro yesterday. So look at what's happening here, right? So Bitcoin is now in this little downtrend. All right, I'll make the lines a little bit cleaner because I made them on a larger time frame. All right, let me please touch that. Okay, so Bitcoin is in this downtrend, local downtrend. Okay, and this level here is the 40,000 level, which we lost. Okay, and now it came down, it touched the bottom of the trend line, and now it's popping back up. So if you want to keep on this, what you should do is you should set an alarm on this trend line here, the one going down, because if it breaks out of this, if it breaks out of the trend line, continues up, bounces off 40 and goes, I would say we're back on. I would say that we're alive, at least. I think that I'm not that sold on it until first we would have to get above this previous low from that trend there. And also this level here is a little bit more important because it was the high and the low there. You see how it fought with support resistance at 41.8. So those two levels, very important to get above. But the first thing we need to do is not get rejected by this trend line. And it's actually very interesting. Let me just draw that a little bit better. We're at a very interesting spot because if Bitcoin breaks 40 and goes, we also broke the trend line. They're combined. But if we get shut down here, we lose the support resistance level and we lose the trend line. So, I think that what's going to happen with Bitcoin is going to play out here in the next day, or maybe less, or a day or two at that. This is a 2 hour chart. So Man, but we're really at a weird spot. I mean, and if you really look at the oscillators, you kind of zoom in, you'll realize that first of all, on the 2 hour, there is a red dot on market cipher. We kind of have this downtrend coming down. The RSIs are coming down. We're still in the red. We're coming down on the VWAP, and the move up wasn't that strong. If you look at, it's kind of a clear cut downtrend in the charts when the oscillators, see how far it went up. This one went up pretty high, and this one went down a little lower, and this one a little lower than that. So that little obvious downtrend there, pretty self-explanatory with the oscillator there. So I do want to just let you guys know where we are with Bitcoin. And of course, we always want to keep an eye on the dollar, right? Because if the dollar is moving up, I'm really not looking for, if the dollar is cruising, I don't really see, Bitcoin getting above 40 and going to keep going. There is a connection, not a direct connection, but the dollar is connected to the markets, and Bitcoin is a part of the markets of risk assets. I don't like when people say, don't look at the stock market to talk about Bitcoin. I disagree. Ben and I will argue about this every time. Ben thinks that, the decoupling's coming. Don't look at the stock market. It's misleading, but no, especially as more institutional money comes into crypto, ETFs. More institutional money, like retail isn't moving Bitcoin from 40 to 49. The institutions are. So to separate stocks from crypto in your mind is not the play. They are both risk assets. And I will always look at the stock market, not as the Bible, but as like a measuring stick on what's going to happen. And this is also why I also look at the dollar. And paying attention to the dollar is certainly what you always want to know where the dollar's at and where it's moving, especially if you're into like leverage trading, because right now, look at this. So we have price go down. This is the 2 hour chart. All right, 2 hour chart, and look, anchor wave, trigger wave, oscillators going up. We have a bullish divergence playing out on the dollar. Also, when it continues this trend line here, didn't draw that right, but you get my point that that it's not fighting its previous low, right? This thing is continuing. So, where is the dollar going to go? So basically what I would say, I would assume that the dollar is likely to move up back to, these levels here, okay? Or even to fight for this local high, all right? And at either of these levels is where I would probably anticipate the dollar hopefully turning around. So, and if the dollar gets shut down before that, we would likely see altcoins run a little bit faster if it turns around sooner. But based off the setup, based off, the RSI, based off the bullish divergence on the oscillator, I would say that it's likely to cruise up, which is also why I would say it's likely for things to keep leading. Because like if it's a clear connection, like when all the altcoins, pumped up in the past little while, look, it's because the dollar hit that support resistance line and fell. But now it's coming back up. So things are going to bleed again. Hold on. Oh, I didn't put the chart back up. That's my bad. Sorry. I sometimes do that sometimes. There it is. But so when the chart, when the altcoins ran up in the past little while, it's because the dollar hit the support resistance and fell down. And now that it kind of cruised off this EMA here and is going to cruise up, I would say things will continue to bleed with the bullish divergence playing out. So I don't know. We are certainly at a weird spot with crypto. I definitely want to get into some more charts and stuff like that tomorrow. I will go deep down the rabbit hole. And we also have the Rate My Portfolio segment tomorrow on the live stream as well. So hold on 1 second. Let me scoot my computer just glitched out on me. Sorry, guys. All right. So I do have a guest for today's show that I'd like to bring him up. This is a guest that I've had on the show before. This has actually been a really interesting segment. Yeah, and sorry about the chart. I went back and showed you guys. But this has been a really interesting segment because, I always like to kind of talk about things crypto related, but also I always want you guys to know that there are a lot of opportunities to make money outside of crypto. Everybody has to, kind of refill that cup. Everybody needs, opportunities to put their money to work, to make money, to, put more money into crypto. And for sure, shout out to Pity Huff. Make sure you smash that like button if you haven't already. I would really appreciate that. But this is my friend Kyle from Millionaire Map. We've had him on the show before. Let me bring him up on stage here. And so Kyle, first of all, thanks for having you back. And this has been a really interesting segment because when I brought you on the first time, some people some people were like, oh, like this isn't crypto. Oh no. But then some people actually listened to what you were saying and even made accounts and started doing what you're doing with Amazon. And so I want you to introduce yourself for people who don't know who you are. And secondly, I want you to talk about the progress that the new accounts have made in the past couple months or so.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can even, share some and show just some of those results from, a couple of people's first months getting on. But, essentially, again, just to reiterate, what we do is we're reselling on Amazon. So we're buying products, at wholesale pricing in bulk. We're getting them in our warehouse and we're sending them in to resell those on Amazon. And the clients that we bring on, they all have their own stores. They sell their own products. The reason why we're bringing those clients on is just to pool money together to place these large purchase orders to get the best pricing possible and to get the best ROI on this money possible. So I can definitely pull some stores up to show you guys, a little bit of those results that have been coming through on a couple of those accounts here. Let me share really quickly and then pull these up. Let me see. Can you see that right there?
Let me add that to the stage. Yep, there we go.
Perfect. So if we look here, we'll show the month. So the first month right here, you're able to see. So again, what this is going to look like, your order sheet, it's going to go month by month, showing the results here. So in the month of December, I don't have any results from the month of January yet because we don't go and update these until the month is over, just because we download a file straight from Amazon and plug it in for the month's results. So in December right here, you can see we're looking at, it's going to show you the product sold. It's going to show you how much revenue on Amazon and total sales here. Of course, Amazon's going to take their fees. They're the ones shipping the products out to the customers. And then we're also going to see the cost of goods sold. So again, this is the number that's important. Only, $1,000 and just over $1,000 spent on inventory here for about $434 in net profit at a 40% ROI. So obviously, we kind of only just sold in the back end of the month when they had got started. So we were able to get some of those sales in December here. Here, let me pull up another one. Let's go through. So November, we have some to pull from here. So again, $5,000 in sales on Amazon. So about $1,700 spent on inventory here for about $841 in net profit at a 48% return right there. And then if we come to December,
nice, dude,
we're going to see again a pretty close to what the spend was in November here, $2,500 for $500 in net profit at a 20% ROI. So again, we're averaging right around that 30% ROI, and you're going to have months where you're going to get a 20% ROI. It's not going to be 30 or 35 or 40% every single month. But again, that's why we say we average right around a 30, where you can go and get a 35% return, 40% return, but you also can get a 20, 22, 25% return. So that's just a couple results to look at there. I kind of want to show just a little bit more in depth of a product that we're actually selling. So, I mean, we can see this Maybelline product right here has been getting a ton of sales on this account. So if I actually go into the buying sheet, which again, all of our clients have a buying sheet and an order sheet. If I come into, let's go into December, it's this Maybelline right here. So if I pull this up, so what you're going to be able to see on this buying sheet as well when you get signed on, it's going to tell you how much you spent on this individual product. So you can see it, almost $1,500 we spent on this product. We get it for $2 per unit, and it takes it's about a cent to ship in per unit. So if I come onto here and click this link, what we're going to see is this is going to be a software. So all we're going to do is plug in 2.01. And then let me pull this off. And this is where you're going to see what this product has been selling for right here. So again, if we come down, and these are all the sellers that are going to be competing on this listing right here. So if I click on this $5.99, this product's selling right now for a 52% ROI after shipping and all that stuff. So, obviously returns get factored in, but this is one of those products that the return rate's just so low because again, it's a very cheap product. So we're getting like a 2% return rate on these products. That's why we like to sell, these general merchandise products and whatnot.
Right.
So
interesting.
Just kind of to show you an example of a product that we sell. Also, what it's going to look like. These are all sellers that are sending in their inventory on this listing. And you're able to see it sells 300 times a month right here. So 300 plus times a month it's selling. And if you go and you look at this inventory right here, you can see that, there's not even enough inventory for a month. So that's something where we know that, one, we get a really cheap price. You can see a 52% ROI. If people were lowering prices, then we would drop to continue to sell that. Maybe we sell it at a 46% down here, or maybe we sell it at, even a 40%. But as long as, we're occupying that buy box and selling through that inventory, again, we're averaging right around a 30% ROI. So again, that's why we say, even though we're looking for 30% ROI, when we send your product in, it's possible someone that was, priced lower could sell through, and then we can price that higher. So, it's all about once we send the product in and seeing where that goes from there.
Nice. Hell yeah, man. Sounds like you guys have really been moving along pretty well. And I actually have a bunch of people in the chat right away, asking like, sounds like good passive income. Someone said, Kyle, you're cheating on Crow. I'm glad that you've hopped over to my buddy Crypto Crow. Next time you go on there, tell him that tell him that you hate Cardano. Just write that down. Even if you don't buy Cardano, just tell him you hate it. He might like start shaking and freak out. Okay, perfect. And also, there are also a lot of people in the chat here that want to ask, like, how do they get into business with you? How do they schedule a call? So if we go back to just here, so basically. So last time we came on, you guys, well, first of all, his link's down below right there in the description. If you set up a 30-minute call with Kyle, and his website's linked down below there as well. Also, they have a YouTube page with like over 350 some videos called Millionaire Map. If someone wants to find that, one of the mods, can you find that and link that in the chat? I mean, that's kind of when I decided that I wanted to work with Kyle, because I saw how dedicated they were on their YouTube page. I mean, you don't grind 350 pages if you're trying to scam people. That's not how it works. You know what I mean? So I would always, that's like kind of where I gained trust with you. And then from there, I certainly saw all the success stories and stuff like that. So, but last time you came on the show, it was you had a deal for Christmas where it was, like a $10,000 wall to get in. But now that has changed. What has changed about it?
Yeah, absolutely. So we decided, just because there's a lot of people that wanted to get started, but they were right kind of on the brink where they didn't have, if you're sitting at like $11,000 or $12,000, you're looking to invest in this, with a $10,000 service fee with us, you're only having $1,000 or $2,000 to get started after that. And again, that's also why we like to jump on, a quick Zoom call just to go through and go through expectations. If someone's only has, $1,000 spent on inventory, then we just might not be a right fit for you, and it just might not make sense. So that's where we kind of had the idea to lower that service fee and create a little bit different of a package for people that maybe didn't have all that capital to get started, to kind of incentivize on spending on that inventory first and make that initial investment back. So what we're offering is, it's a $5,000 service fee still to run it for 3 years. And then also what's going to happen is it's going to be on a 90-10 split. 90% is going to go to the client. That is to incentivize them to make that $5,000 investment back as soon as possible. Yep. So again, I can share my screen really quickly one more time and just show this right here. So you look here. Can you see this?
Yep.
Perfect. So this is going to be showing a 90-10 split calculator. So again, it's a $5,000 service fee, and then you're spending on inventory after that. So, let's say you were someone that only had the 10 on the service fee, so you wouldn't have anything to put towards inventory. Now, if you're spending $5,000 on the service fee, that frees up $5,000 for you to spend on inventory. So let's say if you're starting out with $5,000 in inventory. Now, don't look at this number too much, because again, you're gonna be able to make your initial $5,000 investment back within about 5-6 months here, and then after that, then it is going to go back to the normal 60-40 split. So I don't want you to look into this too much right here, because it would drop below that. But at the 90-10 profit split, if you're spending $5,000, again, we're averaging right around that 28% ROI to be conservative. It can be a little higher, it can be a little lower. Like I just went through some accounts. And then after returns get factored in, and then shipping, of course, right here, and then your profit split down here at that 90%, you're looking at making about a little over $1,000 if you're spending $5,000 on inventory on a monthly basis. And then, again, you're looking to make that $5,000 investment back. So it's a way for people that don't maybe have as much capital to still get involved in this, still get started. And we're trying to, with that 90-10 split, get you to make your investment back as soon as possible. So then from then on out, it's just profitable from there.
Right. Awesome. Awesome. Love it, man. Well, dude, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for coming on the show. I mean, is there anything else you want to talk about before we let you go? Because I have a hard cut today, not to be rude.
Yeah, no. I know you mentioned it before the call as well. So yeah, obviously, I think you had linked the website below. So we do have a website, so anyone can check that out, and you can book a call on there, or you can use the link in the description as well and just get on. And we can run through numbers, we can run through what you'd be looking to do, and see if it'd be a good fit for you. Maybe you're not in a position yet, and that's totally fine. But at least we can hop on a 30-minute call and just see if you're a right fit.
Perfect. Kyle, dude, well, I really, really appreciate your time. Thanks so much for coming on. And I do want to say that, someone said so earlier when we were talking, David in the chat said, you don't say it's not a scam if it's not a scam. Well, I said that line about why I trusted Kyle is because there are industries out there that sometimes get a bad rap because, a couple people pulled off this crazy thing. So then there's this standard that Amazon that, but there are tens of thousands of very successful, very profitable, legit Amazon FBA companies. So I said that because there would be some people out there that would say, well, didn't that one thing happen that one time? It's kind of similar to how people look at crypto, right? Because, we're all here in crypto, but there's also, if your mom or your grandma's like, well, I don't want to get into crypto because of Sam Bankman-Fried, what one example of one bad actor ruined the reputation of crypto. So that's why I said that, because there are a lot of hardworking people that do Amazon FBA businesses like Kyle, like Millionaire Map, that is completely legit, that make a lot of money for a lot of people. So that is why I addressed that, and I did want to clear that up for the audience, so there wasn't any confusion there. Yeah, man. But definitely, everybody, that is Kyle from Millionaire Map. Thank you so much for being on. If you want to have a 30-minute call with Kyle, make sure you click the link down below in the description and set up a 30-minute call, and you can make some passive income, put your money to work. So there you go. Kyle, thanks so much for coming on, bro.
Awesome. I appreciate you having me on the channel.
Yeah, of course. Anytime. All right. Peace. Boom. Awesome. There you go. Big shout out to my guy, Kyle from Millionaire Map. And those guys are working hard, man. Those guys are working hard. They reached out to me, a little while ago, and, I realized these kids are grinding. And when I realized how many people they had on their sheet, how many calls they had every week, how much products they're selling, that is legit. You know what I mean? And there is a lot of ways to make passive income that's, outside of crypto, so there's, passive income is certainly a move. And Crypto Z says, I'd rather invest 10K in crypto. Hey, man, that's totally fine. But you also have to understand that, that when they're averaging an ROI of 30%, and, if you are someone that has, a shitload of money, you can diversify your things to fill out, because that would be say you put in $10,000 a month with the fee and stuff like that, and you're guaranteeing that 30% ROI every month. That is just, for some people, would use something like this to get that passive income to put more money into crypto. So it's similar to, it's like an investment. You know what I mean? You're putting your money to work, and always will. Exactly. Bear market, passive income. And I will always want to find people like Kyle and ideas like this to help you guys think, even if you don't call Kyle, even if you don't, set up an Amazon FBA store. I always want to give you guys opportunities to find other ways to make money. At the end of the day, I feel like, we do come to this channel to talk about crypto. Crypto is my full-time job. I've been in crypto full-time for a very long time. But at the same time, at the end of the day, I feel like we need to be honest and realize that it does come down to making money. Making money is the point we're here. This is, making money is why I have 260 people watching the show, is because you guys want to come on here and hear me say something that you can use to make money. And that's okay. That's okay. That's what we do. This is the game. So when there are opportunities out there, and people like Kyle come to me and say, hey, I'm doing this really interesting thing with Amazon and I'm going to give him an opportunity, because I want you guys to have any opportunity you can, even if it's not my idea, which is why we network and do all the things. So big shout out to Kyle, big shout out to Millionaire Map. They're doing some really big stuff over there. And when he really broke down the numbers for me and what they're doing, and that was what impressed me about it. And that's why I was totally open to letting him come on the show and talk about it. So big shout out to them, and I really appreciate their time. Pat Powell, just stroll back 10 minutes and listen to the interview with Kyle. He's a super smart dude. and they are doing some big things over there. So I don't mean to cut the show short today, but I do have to run a little bit early today. I have so basically this is like with the timing of this show. I have been kind of scratching the back of my head for a little bit on what time to do this show every day. I'm either going to go back to 10:30 or I'm going to go back to after Ben, because I'm for this week and for now it's going to stay at the same slot it is. But I am just giving you guys a heads up that, you know, I have been struggling. I have been struggling with the timing of the show because, you know, I do the roundtable with Mario, and that show, and, you know, being very active on Twitter and YouTube at the same time is super important to me. And I always want to push hard on Twitter because that's where I started. And I want to have shows there, and I'm doing big shows with big people on Twitter, and that's important to me. But, you know, but now the roundtable has moved to 5 days a week, and, you know, it's kind of like, I don't really have time to study for it. And I don't have time to, and a lot of times I'm just getting off this show and jumping on that one. And it's rough, man. It's rough. I don't want to be unprepared for things. I really care about my reputation. I care about how hard I worked and how far I've come to get where I'm at. So it's like, you know, I don't want to do anybody a disservice by, you know, jumping out and like you know. So it's one of those things where I maybe 10:30 would be good again. I also feel like with the 10:30 slot that I'm, you know, I feel like most of my audience is American. And I also feel, I would say 80% of my audience is American. And, you know, doing a 10:30 show is kind of really alienating a lot of people on the West Coast. And I know I have a lot of fans on the West Coast, but when I went to the West Coast and talked to people that knew who I was or whatever, they would just say that they either watch it later in the day or they just watch my pre-records or they just follow me on Twitter. Like some people don't have time to, it's too early in the morning. So I don't know. I've been struggling with it, trying to make a good decision. Maybe I'll go back to 10:30 for a little while, and then maybe I'll end up going after Ben ultimately. And, you know, I am going to do another show that's just for trading. You know, I'm going very soon here, February 1st. I'm going to announce my newest, biggest partnership. In 8 days from today, I will announce that. And then from there, I will have an additional trading show where all I do on that show is trade. Even, you know, it will probably be a scheduled show. And some of the trades will start and finish on the show. Some of the trades will still be open when the show ends, kind of thing. I don't want to hold it to it like that. But, you know, it's going to be really interesting to have a show where I trade instead of talking about other things. And when are the new price prediction videos rolling out? Good question. I am going to film my Algorand video probably tomorrow, and that will probably roll out on Saturday or Sunday as well. So there you go. But yeah, so maybe 10:30 for now. I don't know. I wanted to talk to you guys about it because I do always value your opinion. But I do have to run for today. I definitely wanted to get into more charts and stuff, but we will do. Because a lot of people really like the show on yesterday, and I really like that show too because we were really able to kind of go to the source of a lot of the setups and see like where the prices are likely to land, where they're likely to reverse. And a lot of people, you know, that don't chart that much or are learning how to chart really got a lot out of that show. I got several messages on my Twitter yesterday saying that, you know, I should do more of that. And I'm cool with that. I'm totally cool with that. I want to give you guys what you want. So, but at the end of the day, I'm so grateful for this community, for all you groggers out there. You know, this is literally a dream come true to come on and you know, have this opportunity. So I really want to thank you guys, everybody in the chat. I mean, you guys are awesome. I don't know. There was a point in my life, you know, when I was in Maryland, I had this like big talk with my dad, and it was just like, dude, like he never saw this coming in 100 years, and I didn't see it coming either. You know, like, you know, crypto is something that kind of, once you get passionate about something, man, you got to run for it. You got to go for it as hard as you can, guys. Like, live with complete abandon. Like, with, you know, don't half measures get us nowhere. So with that being said, man, love you guys. Thanks for being here. You guys are the best. Shout out to the groggers. Make sure you smash the like button down below if you haven't already, or just politely click it like my friend Frugal says. But until then, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. Get rich or get wrecked. Later.